Hey y'all, welcome to another conversation with Straight Out the Group Chat. I got Mr. Jenifer,
How you
Eric,
doing?
Jenifer in here with me tonight. How you feeling tonight, Eric? You feeling good?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me tonight.
Of course, of course. Just a little backstory. So Demetria and Eric are cousins. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes. I guess we
so
go by my
they
nickname. Let's go back to my nickname.
what?
Mike Jones. My old nickname was Mike Jones in Thomasville. I don't go by Mike Jones anymore. That
I
was the
was trying to be
past.
respectful. I was trying to keep
I
it
know.
respectful.
Oh look, you know people was going. It's gonna come. You already know it's
Yeah,
gonna come.
yeah. So we know him as Mike Jones back in the Bills. So um that's the thing. So I want to thank you for hopping on. Thank you again for supporting the content. I definitely want to talk about your business and your endeavors first. So what can you tell us
Okay.
about your production company and just kind of tell the people what you guys specialize in.
Got you. So my company's called Two Minds Productions. So we are actually a digital marketing agency. When I first started this company, we was a production company, so I revamped it like a couple of times. So pretty much what we do, we help business owners with their business branding.
Okay.
So we have a CRM system. If you don't know what a CRM system is, it's customer relations management.
Yep.
It's a space where you can pretty much connect all your business stuff in one space. Managing your clients, websites, logos, SEOs, business listings. So like we do all that.
Okay.
Anything business. We do social media management, and then we also do content creation.
Okay. Nice.
It Yeah, so it's not a lot of people think it's this here. Like I can help anybody, no matter what city and state you're in. Like I said, we can help anybody with anything. So
Nice.
that's a little short little snippet of it.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but I don't want you ain't got no get enough time for
Yeah.
that.
So you mentioned SEO. Is that like SEO optimization, like kind of like getting your
Look at
information
you,
out?
yeah. Search engine. It's called search. Yeah, search engine optimization. So pretty much when people type in
Okay.
those key phrases for your business,
Okay.
so pretty much people want to know how I get to that first or second page. There's three
Right.
layers to this: search engine optimization and business listing. So
Okay.
first off, we register your company up to 70 different sites. Google
Okay.
likes that. Not only that, those key phrases. So when you type in those key phrases, say for instance, like for your podcast, right? We
Mm-hmm.
could do like mental health, family, like different topics that you talk about, and
Okay.
those are things that people can help search you.
All
And
right.
on top of that, Google reviews are very important as well. So those three things will help you get your business on those top pages. So we just
Okay.
help people with that process, pretty much.
Yeah. Cause I've done research on it. I mean, I know a little bit about a little bit about a lot of stuff. So
Yes,
I
it
I've done a little bit of research on it. Um, but it seems like it's really complex. I mean, it seems like
is.
it's yeah. It doesn't seem
Yes.
easy.
So I mean, the biggest thing I think about this day and age, everybody, especially if you're in your field, a lot of people do the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just optimizing those key phrases, that's the biggest thing. You want to make sure these key phrases are optimized, so that way as far as traffic, help bringing traffic to your site and your
Right.
page.
Right.
Because mind you, it's you versus everybody,
Yeah,
whoever's in that
for sure.
category.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So does that also go into like social media platforms, like besides Google, obviously, but does it go in like Instagram,
So
YouTube, etc.?
so that part is more social media. So like for instance, like we're so people business owners, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot of hats in your business, right?
Okay. Right.
And we try to help you take off some of those hats.
Okay.
To be honest, I shoot content. I do
Yeah.
videography and photography.
Okay.
I'm good at that. A lot of people not good at that. Then you got to
Yeah.
think about editing. After you do
Mm-hmm.
editing, then you got to do the
Mm-hmm.
marketing. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's different layers to it. Not just that. As a business owner, you gotta have your social media has to be, your posting has to be consistently. If it's not
Right.
consistently, is when your traffic is not going to be
Yep.
flowing.
Yep.
So that's why I have something that I created. I have a weekly schedule that I created for my clients.
Okay.
Monday through Friday. Use Mimic. As long as you mimic and follow it, you got nothing to worry about. It's
Yeah.
like, for instance, like Tuesdays are testimonial Tuesdays. So
Okay.
every Tuesday you have a testimonial Tuesday. So we're in
Okay.
that.
Uh-oh.
Sorry,
No,
phone
you're
call.
good. You're good.
I'm on my phone.
That's how I put my phone on D and D. I learned the hard way to do that.
I see. I'm about to go ahead and do that real fast. Sheesh. Sorry.
Yeah.
But as long as you do it consistently,
Mm-hmm.
like Tuesdays is Testimonial Tuesday. So
Mm-hmm.
we're in that day and age where everything is virtual, right?
Right.
So I mean, people typing their reviews is cool, but
Mm-hmm.
just imagine if you have a customer's review. That
Right.
goes way longer
Long
than
way.
a
Yeah.
review. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why I tell people, doing things like that. Fridays can be fun Fridays. You
Mm-hmm.
know, give it a little fun because business ain't gotta be
Personality.
about
Yeah.
business all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Wednesdays are Wellness Wednesdays. So that's the day when you educate people on your brand and what you do and stuff like that. So
Okay. Okay. Cool.
yeah.
Okay. We got to get in with you because it sounds like that's something that we could benefit from.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely,
could
definitely.
definitely benefit from it.
Oh yeah.
Um. So okay, so moving into I guess the personal portion of it, in terms of you being a husband, a father, and balancing all that, in turn, like first of all, how are you able to balance your production company and everything, and then still continue to balance the husband hat, I guess.
Faith. I'm just gonna go off like that. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like yes, I am a husband. I have 5 kids now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got 9, 7, 3, 2, and a newborn. Um,
Congratulations.
thank you. So it's and a community. It's the community, right? That's very
Hmm.
important. I tell people, having your community. Like when we say community, that's like your family, friends, people that's that's there to help you and support you. Not just that. I have spiritual brothers. I call them my spiritual brothers.
Okay.
Men from my church, not just men from my church. I got one of my best friends. He's an entrepreneur as well,
Okay.
and just having somebody there, he's a father.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you, we all human. Like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, here we go again, kicking over the phone. Sheesh. Sorry. I'm
You're
sorry.
good. You're good.
We're all human. Sometimes we got our good and bad days, and just
Right.
having somebody that you can talk to, that
Mm-hmm.
helps out. And praying,
Yeah.
not just praying, but even this business. I created this business to help balance workflow and life,
Okay.
and that's why I created my company because I want to help other people like myself.
Yeah. Okay.
So I create systems to help you
Okay.
balance all these things out.
Nice. Okay, nice. So, okay, so you were saying like, leaning into your friends and your pretty much your small circle. So, is it by you being a business owner and also a father, is it important to have people, I guess like you were saying in your circle that lives are similar to yours in the sense of like I guess what I'm trying to say is would you recommend you being a business owner, you being a husband, a father, would you recommend having single friends?
So here we go. This is this.
Okay.
I so this part of it, right. I tell married men, right, when it comes
Okay.
down to advice, I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest with myself. I don't take advice from single people
Okay.
because I mean you're not. I'm gonna be honest. You're not married.
You don't know what's going on.
Pretty much,
Okay.
and I rather take advice for somebody that's going through the walk that I'm going through,
Mm-hmm.
and not just that, even with the kids,
Hmm.
I got a lot of men in my life that has older kids that's been doing this kid thing longer than I have.
Okay.
And just being able to get that knowledge, and that wisdom from them, that helps me out in the long run. Or
Mm-hmm.
just or not just that, not even the wisdom piece of it. If you're going through something like, yo, listen, I don't know how to deal with this. I need to talk to somebody real quick.
Yeah.
Instead of, and I feel like men, we be in our pride. We put our pride being away a lot. And you just
Mm-hmm.
gotta put that pride to the side. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, you gotta grow, man. This is part of the game. Even
Yeah.
even as an entrepreneur, I'll be honest with you. I like my circle. I don't have a big circle.
Mm-hmm.
This walk, you lose a lot of people in this walk,
You do for sure.
and my circle was a lot of entrepreneurs. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, like 9 to 5 workers. I'm sorry, like it's hard. They don't understand this life, and they're gonna
Yeah.
tell you, "Oh, you buggy. You need to go back to work." Like,
Yeah.
nah, you can go to work, not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
be honest, a lot of people ain't built for this. I hate to say it, but a lot of people are not built for this because as an entrepreneur, you're gonna have your good and your bad days. I've been
Mm-hmm.
doing this. Been a full time entrepreneur for like 9 months now.
For
It's
real.
it's ups and downs. Like I
Yeah.
walked away from a job to
Yeah.
do this, to put my all into this.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So okay. So So you saying single people need to be quiet when it comes to the marriage?
Yes.
Noted. Noted.
I know they're gonna be mad at me, but like, I'm sorry, y'all. Like,
Nah,
it's real.
but it's facts though. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so when I voiced an opinion about marriage, again, like you were saying, I don't have no clue what I'm talking about because I've never been in that predicament. But again, I'm speaking from how I would act in that scenario. But
Hmm.
really, it's not real. It's not a real thing. Like it's like a hypothetical, and like
Yeah.
what ifs don't really matter.
Yeah. And like
You
I
know what
said,
I'm saying?
I mean, in your opinion, and I would let me say this now.
Okay.
Even if you do have a friend that's single or something like that, I
Right.
mean, you can get their side just to hear what they gotta say. Yeah, I'm not
Right.
saying that because even
Yeah.
myself, you know, I outside of talking to men, I have to go to women because a lot of situations that I deal with in my marriage, I need to get the women's perspective,
Respect. Okay. Okay.
and that's just what it
Okay.
is, because
Yeah.
men and women, we have a hard time processing each other's emotions,
Right.
a lot of times, sometimes that's just how it is. As I'm like I said, I've been with my wife for 13, 14 years now. We've been married
Okay.
for 5 years. So
Okay.
we had the kids before we got married, but yeah,
Okay.
it's even here or there. But just
Yeah.
the 5 years of marriage, I've
Mhm.
learned a lot. The
Mhm.
first couple of years was rough. I'm not
Yeah.
about to say and hold you. I don't
Yeah.
sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
But as I'm getting older, as I'm getting closer, building my relationship with God,
Mhm.
I'm building my relationship with my wife. The communicate. We're working on
Okay.
communication.
Wow.
Outside of the communication piece, I tell as a married couple, God need to be the center of your marriage.
Come on now. You saying something now?
Worshiping together, praying together.
Mhm.
My church that I go to, we have a marriage ministry,
Okay.
and once a month, we're doing married couple things. Like we have meetings every month. We have a
Okay.
book that everybody's reading. We have a marriage line. So
Wow.
it's
Okay.
around you. That
Yeah.
that as a married couple, that's what you need. You need other strong married couples around you.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's going to help you make it to 50, 60, 70 years, because
Right.
them people,
Right.
they out
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And then you know what, black people, we ain't, what the cutoff is 3 years now, 3 to 4 years. That's crazy.
I'm finna come to your church. Y'all got a singles.
Oh, no, they there too. They definitely there.
Y'all got a singles ministry.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm
But
just kidding.
but the
No,
dope
but
part. Oh, my, I'm gonna cut you off.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the dope part about my church. What I like about my apostle and my pastor Joe. Like, one thing
Mhm.
about them, they're one of those ones when you go through marriage. So they make you go through a preparation before you get married. They
Okay.
see if you're a match, because
Okay.
they want to put everything out there to see, before
See
you
what?
walk down the
Right.
road. Yeah, because
Right.
you walk down the road like, oh, I don't like this person now.
Right.
So I'm gonna be
Right.
real.
Right.
When you start having, and this is another big thing.
Mhm.
5 kids now, right?
Mhm.
What I've learned is that each child is a different season, right? So when I
Mhm.
say a different season,
Okay.
you know, as a man and as a woman,
Mhm.
women, y'all go through a lot. Each
Yeah.
time you have a child, it's a different you.
Okay.
And this is why it's so important, as as married couples, as men in general. Just, you gotta, like, that. Just the woman that you married, that's not the same woman that you married years ago. This a totally different person.
Mhm. Okay.
And vice versa. Even as a man, like, that's not the same man that you met back then.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's why it's so,
Okay.
it's so important to try to keep that fire kindled and try to know who your spouse, who your person is, or else
Right.
you're gonna meet a whole nother person and you ain't gonna like them.
Right. Wow. Now you giving me some gems for when my man comes. Wow. No, but I mean, again, my advice really don't mean nothing on this thing because I'm just talking about, from what I've heard or what I've, from my experience, not even my personal experience, but just from what I've, seen
Yeah.
people from different married couples. And then, like you said, it is definitely, and it's so funny because being a single black woman, it's like a lot of people tell me, don't do it. But I'm like, I'm more like a person that believes in the fact it's what you make of it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with anything in life, it could go either way. But if you have two
Definitely.
people willing to work together to have something, like you said, keeping God in the center of it, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you're gonna have more. And then that's just with relationships, period. If
Yes.
you keep God in front of you, and things like that, and understand we're all humans and have those patience, you could really do anything.
Yes. Definitely. Definitely.
You could be in a relationship with anybody.
Mm-hmm. Look, don't let the people disturb you. Go find your man. Your
I'm,
man out here. He out here.
he out here, ain't it? That's what I
He out
said
here.
too. That's what I said too. He out here for me.
And think about it. I'm be honest. Even having when you do find your spouse, like
Hmm.
I'm be honest, like the man I am today, woke it up because of my wife. I'm gonna be very honest.
Okay.
Just I'm
Wow.
like we men. We talk about emotions, right? A lot of
Hmm.
men don't tap into their emotions. I battle with depression like that.
Okay.
My mother passed away when I was 14,
Okay.
so I battle with a lot. I've
Hmm.
lost other loved ones, and
Hmm.
2016 is when I really found out I had depression, and
Hmm.
because like the way I raised myself, even back in time, back in
Hmm.
Carolina, back then,
Yeah.
even I was messed up. I was mentally messed up. Be honest with you,
Mm.
I was dealing with my mother's death, and football was my outlet.
Okay.
That's why I
Okay.
love playing football because I could smack you on the field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But as I got
Wow.
after football, it was like, all right, you got to find another outlet, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and just me being able to express myself and talk how I feel. Like I said, she's a big, huge part of that. Of course,
Okay.
therapists and stuff like that as well.
Right.
But like I said, that's big. Having somebody in your life to help uplift you, and not
Mm.
just that. Even as an entrepreneur, she has my back 100%. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's
That's
my
all.
ride or die. Leave the thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Yeah. Awesome job, wife. Yeah. Wow.
And so while I'm out here, when I'm out here running the streets, my wife, she's a stay-at-home mom, so
Okay.
she holding down the household.
Yeah.
So it's like we both got parts to play in this situation, in this
Right.
thing, you
Right.
know, and
Wow.
that's just how even the kids, like my kids know what I do. I tell my kids what I do. Hey, why daddy why I be gone?
Mm-hmm.
They know what I'm doing. They know I got a business. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'm building a legacy for my
For
children,
your children.
and not
Right.
just my children, other people's children as well. Like I'm
Okay.
building opportunities for kids
Right. Okay.
because
Awesome.
it's more to it than just music videos and all this other stuff. Like, nah,
Right.
you can create something.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. And I love that. I think a lot of it now is people don't know how to be in partnerships, period. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? So when we're talking about, when you're saying your wife is holding you down in terms of the children, etc., I think that's a missed opportunity when it comes to our generation, and with all this. And you know what? I'm getting to a space now where I don't want to blame social media, because a lot of this stuff is just, it's exposing what's out here. So it's not
Yes.
really social media. It's just a lot of us are misguided, and we don't have the proper tools. We don't have
Mm-hmm.
the proper understanding. It's just a lot going on. But
Yeah.
I just think that we don't value, again, partnerships, friendships, relationships, whatever. But definitely just being a helpmate. I mean, you could be a helpmate to your friend, your homegirl, your
Yeah.
homeboy, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think we missed that for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. So I know that you touched on, your mental health, and
Yes.
going back to 2014. So I mean, what's been your experience with your depression, in terms of, and how has it impacted your business or your ability to show up to your wife every day and your children every day? Like, what's been your experience with that?
So my mental health, I'm piggybacking off the marriage thing, right? I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest. In the earlier years,
Hmm.
I didn't think my mother's death was going to affect me, even now in my adulthood. It still
Hmm.
does. I'm gonna be honest. Like I
Yeah.
miss my mother. Like I
Hmm.
don't. All right, here we go. All right,
Hmm.
so you know, I look at social media nowadays, right? How we're able
Hmm.
to record and take pictures and all this, right?
Hmm.
Back in '04, we ain't had we ain't had all this stuff. Social media
No,
wasn't like it is. It wasn't no social media out here.
yeah. Yeah.
And I used to think I felt like I was cheated, I guess in a sense, because like I'll
Hmm.
be honest, like I don't remember my mother's voice. I don't have no kind of recording, no nothing of her voice.
Mm.
I need a hug sometimes.
Yeah.
I walk out here and I see people that have their mothers, and it's sad sometimes when people don't cherish their mothers. I'm like, listen,
Hmm.
your mother could be gone tomorrow, bruh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even me with my children, that's why I try to make the best of what I can,
Mm-hmm.
Even my mom's not here, like I got my grandmother and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they there,
Yeah.
so like I say, the love is there, but it's just
Yeah.
it still hurts, you know what I'm saying, because like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I wish I can just go talk to her, ask her a question or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Even in the marriage, you know what I'm saying, like the early part of the marriage I was angry,
Mm.
and coming to that conclusion, understand, and finally when it finally hit me,
Yeah.
I had to take the initiative myself
Okay.
to make myself better, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
not just for myself, for my family.
Yes.
Because I'm be honest, like I said, when I first got to depression back in 2016, so my uncle passed away. That was my mom's brother. So my grandparents lost all their kids,
Wow.
and you know,
Mm.
I don't know how I adopted the role of being Superman. So when I say Superman, just I'm one of those ones. I try to, when everybody's down, I try to make sure I'm up and try to keep
Mm-hmm.
everybody afloat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just got to that point where it was just like, nobody really asked me how I was doing,
Mm.
and I went into a dark space. And in this dark space, like I cut people off. I didn't mean to cut people off.
Yeah.
I was sitting in a dark room, no lights, like it was just
Mm.
it was a bad time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I don't remember the name of the show. My wife was watching. This is years ago, probably like around 17, 18. She's watching this show, and
Fix
it was
my
on
life.
huh?
Fix my life.
Nah, it was on TLC. Do you remember
Oh,
it was the white family that had a bunch of kids? They had like
yes.
them,
Yeah.
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 So the guy was on there talking about depression. I was like, everything he was I was like, hold on, bro, that's like me.
Okay.
So one day I decided, I was like, I'm gonna go to my doctor. Went to my doctor. I ended up taking a test, and I found out I had serious depression.
Mm.
Yeah, I was like, oh, and I was just
Yeah.
like, wow. And
Wow.
from there it was just like I went to therapy back in the day when my mother passed away, but back then I was young. That
Yes.
stuff then, like I was just like,
Yeah.
and now becoming an adult, now you starting to see like it's different, but
Yeah.
just even trying to open up those wombs, that stuff was hard.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. It is. It is. It
And
is.
now, now dealing with it for so long, I'm at a stage where I can talk about it, right? Not just talk
Mhm.
about it. I can relate to people that deal with this. Like I'm in a better state, even now. As an entrepreneur, I got the depression is there. Like I said, you got your good and bad days, but like
Yeah.
now it's to the point where over these years I gained so much wisdom from that
Okay.
wisdom from God, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
when I tell people, it's like, people ask me like, how do you do this? Faith.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about faith, we
Yeah.
learn about faith, we sing about faith,
Yes.
and this all the stuff leads up to this. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, when do you take the stuff that you learned in church and utilize it in your
Right.
life?
Right. Yeah.
And I tell people, I start my day off every single day with prayer and meditation before I
Mm-hmm.
do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like during the summer, like I got here, I go to the park. So the park
Okay.
that I go to,
Mm-hmm.
it has water.
Okay.
I like to sit in front of the water. I like to do
What?
my reading. Like
Yeah.
that's me. That's how I start my day. And I tell you, if I don't start it off, if I miss out on that, my
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. 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 Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And when we're our most vulnerable in the morning time, you know what I'm saying? And like at nighttime, like before we so I
Mm-hmm.
make it a point now to your point when you were saying about like waking up in the morning. I get up 5:30 every morning and I start my day off with a prayer. When one of
I
my
know that's
homegirls
right.
one of my
Yes.
homegirls from Miami, she'll call me. We start our day off with a prayer. And we it's just setting your tone for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And also every time like throughout my day when something is going on, I think about, okay, what was my prayer about this morning? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the times I'm having an emotional reaction to stuff, or
Yes.
I'm just, I'm upset, or something is going on. But I
Yes.
always go back to, it's gonna be all right.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's gonna be all right. I'm not in control of any of this. I don't. The less stress for me, the better. Get God to do it. I'm done with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I just, when I, like you said, setting my tone, starting my day off with that, setting the tone for my day, definitely, like you said, listening to nature. I think for me too, like you said, water. Listening to rain for me is definitely therapeutic. Just because it's just I don't know. I just like the way it sounds. Like I don't know. It
I
just
like nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
crazy. So like for like my church I go to now, they
Hmm.
so I fast every Wednesday, right?
Okay.
So when I say I fast from 6 to 6 every Wednesday. So
Okay.
when I first started to fast, it was just food. Then
Hmm.
as it progressed, I started gradually adding extra things to it.
Okay.
So it went from food, so there's no eating from 6 to 6, and then my music is straight gospel. But
Okay.
even now, I listen to gospel every day. I ain't about to hold you,
Yeah.
because but it's where my mind is just like I'm be honest, like the music that we listen to, that the way they make this music nowadays, that feed off your energy. That's what makes
It
you
does.
all that gets you off your
It
game.
does. It
And
does.
it's just like a lot. Well, we don't need that. Like I hate
Mm-mm.
to say it, like people hate me for that, but like yo, you gotta cut some of that stuff out.
I agree. I agree. And what I think now, like when you get to that space in your life to where certain things can't exist around me, people look at you like you wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And really, it's not that I'm making you wrong for your choices. I'm just telling you what I'm not gonna do, and you
Mm-hmm.
can choose to do whatever you want to do. But
Yeah.
I'm saying, as far as me and my life, I don't want to listen to that music no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It
I
just
definitely get it.
we just gotta be in it. Like I said, it's we're trying to what we're trying to do. Like I said, now it's just too much going on in this world. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
Like tomorrow is not promised to none of us.
No.
And the question is, when you leave this earth, what have you done?
Mm-hmm. That's a valid question.
Do you have
That's
a
a
relationship with God?
yeah.
Even when you praying, like people pray,
Yeah.
you asking for this stuff, but how can you ask God for something if you don't have a relationship with God?
Come on.
He,
Because people want God to be a sorcerer or a magician.
mm-hmm.
That's what it is. They want him to be a magician. Or they want to ask God for things that they want, but they don't want to listen to what He said do. Okay, got it.
And
Got it.
all you ask you for 5 seconds of your time.
Yeah.
Well, like we ain't saying like go read the Bible. Like, not listen, go tap it. Go like a conversation
Yeah.
like we're having.
Yep.
Hey guy, how you doing? It's Eric.
Yeah.
So today, this is on my mind. Like
Yep.
have a conversation. It's just not gonna
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah. It's not. It's not. And back to like mental health, I think I expressed the other day on here, I went through a depression like when I was in college. I
Yeah.
really do think that I went through a depression. It was undiagnosed, but like you said, when I read the symptoms and I read what I was dealing with, like couldn't eat, my hair was falling out, I lost so much
Wow.
weight, just dealing with the transition from being at home to being at this university with thousands of people, whatever. It was a rough transition for me.
Yeah.
But at that point in time, I I had been raised up in the church, so I knew that I could go, that I could do that. So I started, trying to go to church, trying to read my Bible or whatever, and that helped me deal with those things. But I mean, I know and I understand, balancing out, mental health with also medicine, like doctors and stuff. But I'm telling you, you start getting in that word,
Mm-hmm.
telling
Well,
you.
I'm gonna go a little step further. I can't be. I'm about to share this on this giant. That's crazy, bro.
Uh-huh.
Do I want to say this? Do I want to say this on here? Well, why not? Look, we open out here. I
Okay.
don't care. Listen.
Okay.
All right. So we talking about depression and everything, right? So
Mm-hmm.
up here in the DMV,
Mm-hmm.
um, I had a medical card,
Okay.
so I stopped
Okay.
because my issue was is that when things go wrong, that was my coping methods. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yep.
And it's not a good method.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta let that stuff go. We're so accustomed to the humanly things that's here
Yeah.
instead of going to him. And
Okay.
our biggest issue is that when just in the decisions. Let me be honest with you. Even a lot of decisions that we make, like
Mm.
one of the things I'm trying to implement more is let me pray on things first before I make that move, because
Okay.
a lot of our situation, a lot of our lives is because of us. It's not
Yeah.
because of,
Come on now.
oh God, you punishing me. No,
Come
he
on
ain't
now.
punishing you. He's teaching you a
Personal
lesson.
choice.
Yeah.
It's personal choice. Yes.
And
Yes.
it's just letting those earthly things go, and is giving it all to God and having 100% faith in Him.
Mm-hmm.
He and I and it's crazy. Think about all the situations you've been in your life.
Mm-hmm.
it's because when we get in them situations, like it's
Mhm.
hard to remember. But think about it. Anytime you've been into something, what happens? You always get to the end of the light.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the way we gotta think about it. So when these little bad things or things pop up, that's the devil trying to get to you.
It
Because
is. It
he know
is.
what button I'm gonna push this button. Because guess what? I'm gonna make
Yes.
them go left instead of going right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That is very true. Now, here's my one thing that with the vices and stuff. Now, I got drinking. I got to have me a drink. I'm not gonna sit on this thing and lie. We being honest. We being open.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have me a drink.
Here's the thing. Now you can have a drink, but here's the thing. The thing is, do not be drunk. That
Okay.
part.
Okay.
That's the part. It's
Yeah.
like I had what I drink a little glass of wine,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not gonna get to the point where I'm about to be drunk out of my mind. Then I
Out
can't
your
control
mind. Right.
myself.
Right. Exactly.
That part.
Yes.
And technically speaking, you look into the Bible, it's talk about soberness. Having a
Mm-hmm.
sober mindset.
Sober mind. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
a lot of people, we take things and we get out of control with things, and that's when
Yeah.
the things happen.
Bad decisions.
Yep.
Because a lot of people make bad decisions when they on. But I think a lot of that too, though, for me, is a lack of self control. If I had to be honest,
Yeah.
it's kind of one of those. They say a drunk man and babies don't lie. A drunk man, angry people, and babies don't lie. So I think a lot of people when they get on that what they call liquid courage,
Yeah.
they saying stuff they done thought when they was sober, but they ain't had the courage to say it.
Mm-hmm.
So when they got on that, yeah, yeah, and I think that's why they call it the spirit too.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
call it spirit because it's a different spirit that's
Mm-hmm.
went on took over you. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm waiting to come out.
yeah, yeah. And all it is that one little that little push, and it's right
Mm-hmm.
there. Yeah, so definitely.
Yeah.
Um, so I also wanted to. So I just wanted to ask you.
Okay.
I think I might have asked my friend that I had on here earlier on another podcast. So by you being a black man, obviously you are married. But what do you think about the state of, I guess, black relationships, black heterosexual relationships now, with all these podcasts and all this rhetoric and black women not being accountable and whatever else out, like what are your thoughts on that side, and then how do you think that we could, I guess, move forward?
Can you elaborate a
Okay.
little bit more so I can know how to answer this
Okay,
question?
so like with the podcast
Okay.
and how they got all these black women versus black men,
Yeah.
like it's like to me it seems like it's a gender
Battle of
war.
the sexes. Yeah.
Yeah. So like what are your thoughts, I guess, surrounding all that?
Honestly, I try not to feed into that stuff, right? Because
Okay.
social media, we're in a day and age where I hate to say it, like even we're in a day and age where they're trying to destroy families.
Okay.
Not
Got you.
just destroy families. Even let's be honest, we've been put on this earth to fruit and multiply.
Okay.
I can tell you how many when I go out with my family, you know how many looks I get because of the amount of kids that I got.
Mm.
But my older people, keep that up, young man. Go ahead,
Yeah.
young blood. I know that's right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you hear about those big families and stuff like that.
Right.
But like I said, I just feel like this, with social media, like this day and age, like it's built to tear people up, to
Mm-hmm.
divide you. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and like you said, like we talking about, with the liquor situation, it's just like that's a self-discipline thing, right? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, like I check, like when I go on social media, like I might go in there and check up on people, but like the bulk of my time is business. I'm on there for
Okay.
business. If
Business.
I
Right.
ain't, I'll be honest, if I ain't had to go in there for no business, you would
I'm
not
not
see
on
Eric.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts. Like I post here and there, let everybody know I'm
Yeah.
alive. But
Yeah.
even for my personal page, I post a lot of religious stuff.
Okay.
I'm
Right.
posting the message because I'm at the end of the day, like we all been put here to do something,
Right.
and even social, like I got like 5 or 6 TikTok pages.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't people.
Yeah.
I got different sides of Eric. Okay,
Okay.
I got
Okay.
two business pages. I have a food
Uh-huh.
page because I used to do culinary, so I got a food
Okay.
show that I created.
Yeah.
And then one of my pages is I actually have an inspirational page, and
Okay.
so it's like it's an outlet where I a lot of people, I just talk. I talk about
Mm-hmm.
real things. I talk about my life experience, things
Mm-hmm.
that I've been through because you never know, like you opening your mouth saying something to somebody can help that person.
Yes, absolutely.
Even if
Yes.
somebody having a bad day, like yo, you might run into somebody having a bad day. Hey, good morning. How you doing today? Yo,
Yeah.
you can change. Yo, you can change the
And
whole.
yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I said, I just the social. That's why I said like even with the kids, like that's why you gotta be cautious of what your kids is looking at because
That's
they're touching the cartoon. The cartoons ain't the same no more. Like they putting these stuff out here, and
mm-hmm.
like I said, it's our jobs and not just that. Like I said, you have to stop yourself. Like
Yeah.
what, I'm not gonna get feed into this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because honestly, to your point, like there is a narrative for everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you are hyper fixated on a point, you could go right now on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever, and that'll be what they feed you.
Algorithm. That's
Algorithm.
the algorithm
Exactly.
is real.
It is very real.
Have,
Undefeated,
have you
actually.
ever thought about something and bow? It's on your phone.
It's right there. It's right there on your phone. I could have walked past somebody and they're in my people you might know on Facebook.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, but again, I was just saying this the other day. We have to, and I'm saying we because myself included,
Yes.
I have always had a complex relationship with social media anyway,
Mm-hmm.
just because I do take those breaks from it, just because I get overwhelmed with it. You
Think
know,
about it though. Think about it though. Our generation, we're guinea. Our generation of guinea pigs. Okay.
yeah,
Think
for
about it.
sure.
The cell phone back then, cell phones, but they had the little Motorola joints back in the day.
Mhm. Mhm.
What internet? We had dial-up internet. We
Yep.
didn't have social media. We're in like middle school, high school. What MySpace?
MySpace.
MySpace is out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like now you look at social media. Like look at these kids. These kids are brainwashed. Yo, like
Mhm.
we was outside playing,
Playing.
interacting, passing up, hey, you like me? Check it off the box,
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they
Now
got cell phones and all
these
this other
babies
stuff.
can grab a
Yeah.
phone and know how to unlock it.
And
Crazy.
it's so I before I left being an entrepreneur, I did spend 9 years working for I used to work in the school system.
Okay.
Up here it's called Prince George's County Public Schools. So I
Okay.
spent 9 years in the school system.
Mhm.
And I worked with all ages. My it was more the high grades, third through fifth, but I did work with the kindergarten and that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But just being in that atmosphere, right? Like I ain't gonna
Mhm.
fake it. Some little kids had better iPhone than I had. I'm like, dang, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. But like just listening to their conversations, like I'm one of those ones like I like to sit and just listen to the kids. Because kids are they telling you stuff, but we just be in our
Yep.
heads and we don't be paying
Yep.
attention.
Yep.
But just listening to their conversation and looking at the stuff that these kids are, what they're accustomed to now, especially like the little
Mhm.
ones, they learning
Mhm.
about sex and all that stuff now. So it's
Yes.
like, yo, as a parent, you got now you gotta go have a conversation before it is you want to have the
Yeah.
joint, or else or if they're not gonna learn it from the phone, they're gonna I don't give my baby no phone. Well, guess what? Your baby can go to school and they're gonna find out anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So either way, it's just like
Yeah.
yeah.
That's facts. That's facts.
So
Wow.
I was just like, it's crazy.
It's just very different, like you said. I just think with us with MySpace, okay, whatever. But man, this stuff out here now,
Yeah.
and I mean these babies come out the womb, and I mean not out the womb, literally, but I'm
No, no,
saying
no,
they're
no, no, no,
young.
no, 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 no. Listen, no, you didn't lie. You said it
What,
right.
they know how to use a phone?
Heck yeah. Look, my little 1 year old, like, look, they out. I'm like, well, what you doing? Yeah. Oh yeah, they. Mhm. I don't know what it is. These kids, these little babies, not they get unlock the phone, get to the camera. Oh yeah, they can use phones. They definitely can.
That's crazy to
Oh
me.
yeah.
That's crazy to me. Like to think about that. Wow, I don't know. I just don't know what is it gonna be like when we get older. Like what's gonna happen? Like that's what I think about. Like now with AI,
Yeah.
with artificial intelligence, these algorithms. Like what is gonna happen?
But but I hate to say this, like this is when the politics stuff come into play because
For sure.
we like us not voting, like the whole, like I'm not saying president's not important, but they're important. But what's really important is your Congress that's around you,
Correct.
your governors and all these
Correct.
people. That's because that's the stuff that's important. Because
Mm-hmm.
money, school system,
Yes.
quite as
Resources.
they're trying to get rid of education on the low.
Yes. Yes. They trying to get public education. I had chairman for Thomasville City Schools on here the other day, and he said if you're not at the table, you on the menu. So it's imperative that you get out and vote. Public schools, anything if your child is in anything public, you need to be at the polls.
You got two choices: either that or so. Last year was our first year doing homeschooling with our kids.
Okay, how was it?
It was good. Well,
Hmm.
I mean, if I had more time to do it, because like I said, I got the background with kids. Even my wife, she has childcare in her background as well.
Okay, okay,
But that was more of a her thing. But just being here and the support of it, you know what I'm saying?
hmm,
Like, and I'm not about to say stuff like everybody not built for that.
okay,
We can tell because COVID, you know what I'm saying? A
yeah,
lot of them babies
yeah,
were suffering. I ain't gonna hold you. But
yeah,
even that, like I was in the school system during COVID. But you see, some parents actually take the time to actually help their kids and teach their kids.
yes,
A lot of parents like you the teacher, you supposed to teach. That's your job. You get paid for that.
hmm,
But it's like,
hmm.
nah, bro, it's 50-50, bro.
That's
You gotta
right,
be willing to put that in for your child too. But
that's right.
it's those things. It's just like kids suffer because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm,
And it's
hmm.
like a lot of people so focused on their job. Or I gotta be the bread. Like, bro, yeah, that's cool. You making money, but you still gotta tap in with your child too, bro.
You gotta take care. Yeah, gotta take care of them kids. My mom, she's a first grade teacher, first grade school teacher. She often talks about, how she values building partnerships with the parents, as well, the ones
Yes.
that are active, because it's not all of them
Mm-hmm.
are active.
Yeah.
But make because obviously she puts herself in the shoes of somebody had to show my children, so I'm not gonna,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna play with anybody else's children because then nobody play with my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it's a lot, like you said, the parents got to be hands on. And I'm not a parent, I'm not. But just listening to what you're saying, what she says, just listen to the different conversations. It's not what it used to be.
Yeah, but look, I'm even like I said, I did work with autism too.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say this, like you had a lot of parents that didn't care. It's sad, and it's just like even working in the school system, like you know, them, autism kids have hours that needs to be met, right?
Yes.
And the crazy part is when you got specialists that get paid
Mm.
money to teach to service these kids hours, and they're not servicing them the hours. And
Mm-hmm.
like I ain't gonna feel like people ask like, why did you leave? I mean, it was a mixture. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't really the kids per se. It's the adults, bruh.
Wow.
It's the adult. Like it's crazy, like
It's
bruh.
crazy because again, the chairman just said this the other day. That's crazy. That's bananas. So like, are they just? Is it the attitudes? Like what? I mean, what specific is it? Like specifically is it?
It's a mixture because I'm be honest. Like sometimes, like depending on the situation, like the curriculums, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of these curriculums, like the things, like the goals that they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're killing teachers with like it's already a lot during the school year. Then you got
Right.
paperwork, like
Mm-hmm.
then you got to meet, because now I ain't in the school system. I don't care. Here we go. We're gonna
No.
let it all out
Yeah.
today. Listen, so if you want to be technical, if people look it up, you don't believe me. Yo, our kids are checks. If your child going to a public school, that's money. That's how the schools are making money off our kids, and that's just
So
that's just
it's a check attached to the child head.
facts. And not only that, so of course these schools, especially up here, we have charter one schools. And how do you get to a charter one school? You got to have great testing scores. So now certain principals, they press for certain things. Hey, we need to be at this level, or else we're not going to be charter one school. And of course, when you're a charter one school, you get funding. It's
It's a
crazy.
dirty game.
Yeah, it's
It's a dirty
crazy.
game.
It's crazy. But like I said, you got like it's not everybody. Like I said, I worked in a lot of schools. Like I said, you got people that actually out here that care,
Right.
and you got
Right.
some people that just come and just collect a
For
check.
a check. Yeah.
It
Wow.
was like
But I think when you're talking about, parents, again, parents being hands on, that's when you have a teacher that's not as vested in your child's education, that's when a parent need to kick in and say, "Hey, excuse me, this right here, we're not doing this."
you would think. A lot of people not paying attention though. That part. And that's why I tell people like kids that I've interacted with. Like I said,
Hmm. Hmm.
even now when I work in the school system, I was like 21 when I got in there. I'm 33 now.
Wow.
I got kids that didn't graduate at college on me. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
bro, I ain't that old, cuz. Like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
But just hearing these conversations, like I run into, I see the like I'm when I go out here, like I see my kids. I
Yeah.
parents come to me like, yo, thank you, Mr. J, I appreciate
Yeah.
but like just seeing these things, but like that makes me now. It's funny. A couple Bible studies back, right?
Hmm.
We talked about legacy, right?
Okay.
Um, and of course, when we say legacy, people think, well, oh, your legacy is your kids. Like, no, no, no.
No.
It's your kids, but it's other stuff. But
Right.
when you leave this earth, what's your legacy? What have
That's
you
right.
done?
That's right.
And for myself, like I said, I spent 9 years in the county. So like that.
Hmm.
So when I see my kids nowadays and I see where they're at, it's like,
Hmm.
wow, it's still some kids I think about to this day because like I built some bonds with some kids.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I wonder, I was like, yo, I wonder how they doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
run into some parents where some of those kids that back then that was troubled,
Yeah.
they in trouble nowadays. It's like
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
sad. It's like yo,
Yeah.
but that's from from element because I my another reason I did fifth grade is because I try to get my kids prepared for middle school.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Yeah. Because that's a transition in itself.
yes,
Yeah.
lie
Yeah.
don't believe you till you.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, you was right, man. I should listen to you. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but like from middle school, then
Hmm.
to high school, and it's just
Hmm.
like that's when things start. Some of them they keep that straight path or they change on the good path,
Hmm.
but a lot of
Yeah.
them just derail from there because it's just
Hmm.
like they go back to what they know, and then when they don't pay attention in school,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So in your experience, like, was it mostly inner city schools?
Public. I did public schools.
Oh,
No,
okay.
wait, hold on. It's a mixture. No, I'm gonna take it back because
Okay.
I did public and then so I work. I'm certified. I was certified both before and after kids as well.
Okay.
So I've been to the summer programs I was in. I've been around the money as well.
Hmm.
Those privileged kids, and I was
Right.
like, I'm like, listen, look, come on to PG County with me. I'm
Right.
you get you straight real quick, bro.
Yeah. 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 That's funny. No, but that's facts though.
Yeah.
So I know that you touched on like legacy. And I actually did have some questions on here about legacy, So in terms of your personal legacy, like what type of personal growth, I think you touched on it a little bit earlier, but what type of personal growth, I guess, throughout your years and with all the different hats that you wear, like what could that speak to when you're talking about your legacy as a man?
Um. I mean, like I said, now that I'm older, like I said, I'm learning more, having more patience, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, you know, thinking things through more,
Hmm.
before I make a move, right?
Okay.
And just like even my business, like my I look at my situation, like so my mom died when I was 14, and then
Hmm.
like I said, my parents they did the best they could,
Yeah.
and I'm up all for breaking generational curse,
Okay.
and me doing, being one of those ones in my family to actually do this. Cause like I said, a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy, like, bro,
Yeah.
you need to go get a job. Like, nah,
Yeah.
like listen, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but my biggest thing for me is like when I leave this earth, I want my kids to have something,
Mm.
and it's not just something like even if they don't want to work, you
Hmm.
know, work in the business, you
Hmm.
could run the business and have somebody
Yeah.
working for you.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
I wanted to have something versus nothing.
Right.
And like I said, not just that, even just like I said, as a black man, like I know I have a job to do, right?
Hmm.
And especially for my community, like I'm all about community. Like
Yeah.
my business, this is a piece of it. Like I
Yeah.
still got bigger things I want to accomplish. Like
Right.
for instance, my church, we built 2 schools out in Kenya, and they
Okay.
got running water. So like
Wow.
I want to start up a nonprofit. I don't
Yeah.
know, it's coming. I don't know when it's coming. Whenever God
Yeah.
tells me it's time.
Right.
But like even now, like I want to be able to fund my mission trips for my church. Not
Okay.
just fund mission
Wow.
trips for my church. The right before COVID, I did 2 food drives. I fed the
Okay.
homeless. I
Okay. No.
didn't like when I tell you I didn't like I didn't have nobody, like I had just my connects.
Yeah.
I put the whole drink together. We had 169 bags. It was
Wow.
toiletry
Okay.
bags and food. And
Okay.
I loved it. We drove around DC and Maryland and Virginia passing out bags to the homeless. And like
Hmm.
stuff like that is like, this is stuff that we've been put on this earth to do, to
Yeah.
give back,
Yeah. Absolutely.
I told you about my friend that's an entrepreneur. His name Antoine. He has a nonprofit organization called the Kate Effect.
Okay.
This past weekend, every was it second Saturday at the end of the Saturday or something like that, he feeds the seniors.
Okay.
It's like stuff like that. Like that's dope.
Nice.
Like giving back. Like we
Sure.
that stuff. That stuff is big.
Yeah.
Showing kids these things. Having kids making kids be involved with this stuff. Like that's the stuff we need to be out here doing. And oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead, finish your point. I agree with everything that you said. I had a question.
Go ahead.
So I wanted to also acknowledge, you and your friend groups, your circle, and by you guys being Black men that are leaders in the community. I think that is commendable, just because I was just having this conversation with one of my friends, but I was telling her, I was like, it's very hard, not very hard, it's hard to find people that are leaders, period. But I think there's something to be said about Black men that make the choice to be pillars in the community, lead by example, like you said, getting children involved in things like that, planting those good seeds, choosing to be a family man. So I think that is just, again, commendable to you, your
Thank
friend
you.
group. I mean, I just think that's amazing. So I definitely wanted to, give you your flowers with that.
Thank you.
Um, but like I think that's just commendable. So yeah. You touched on like the importance of patience. So can you just kind of talk about like before, with you working on your patience and working on, trying to, learn and grow and, I guess get new habits about yourself. Like what is like how impactful has it been? And why was it important for you to learn patience and practice that right now?
So God has a way of doing things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
you know, I'll tell you about my last situation I left before I did the
Mm-hmm.
full entrepreneur thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just praying on things, and I'll be honest, like as quiet as it's kept, I was supposed to have supposed to be a worker. I was supposed to have a government job,
Okay.
in my field, videography, photography.
Okay.
It was a 6-figure job. I was like, bet, this is what I've been praying for. Woo. Long story short, some things happened with them and it didn't go down.
Okay.
And I was upset. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
But it was a reason why that happened. A couple,
Yeah.
couple things I learned out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then now looking at the situation now, because I see, now I still got connections in there, whatever. But
Right.
looking at it now, thank God thank
Thank
God
God.
that
Yeah.
ain't happened,
Right.
or else I would have been in a whole
Right.
other situation.
Yeah.
But and even myself, like I said, as you get older, you gotta start to learn yourself. Like one of my biggest things is my anger, right? And that piggies back off into the whole depression situation.
Okay.
Like, I used to have road rage. I used to have bad road rage.
Oh, really?
I ain't got it no more. I don't care. Like, bro, go ahead, get in front of me. What you in a rush for?
Right.
You ain't about to go nowhere.
Yeah. Same.
And it's like those those little things. This is like you say, as we get older, it's like we need to be calm. Like, why we got to be angry all the time?
All the time. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're angry, like bad things happen.
Absolutely.
And it's just like learning how to woosah. Like I'm beyond, like we human. Like I got my
Yeah.
like I ain't saying I'm perfect. Like nah, like
Yeah.
I have my hiccups, but then I remember, like, you know what? Take a breather, bro.
Right.
Not just that, your people, your circle around you. I got
Mm-hmm.
even my wife. Sometimes she checked me sometimes. Like, babe, chill out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we talk about this whole sober thing, right? I don't have my outlet no more. So even that, me relearning myself kind of sort of in a
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
But just taking those time outs and breathing. And that's another reason I listen to gospel music. Like, yo, these things are
Yeah.
key and important to how you move.
Okay.
Because you listen to ratchet music, bro, I'm ready to fight
Yeah.
somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
but it's not. And like I said, I'm just trying to learn to have more patience and be calm.
Yes.
And just love God's people. You know what I'm saying? Even people that do you wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know it's hard to love these people, but listen, you gotta love them, yo, even if they do you wrong.
Yeah. A lot of it when we're talking about knowing yourself and, getting more in tune with yourself, I think a lot of it goes back to when you were saying, you know, having your emotions in check. I've mentioned this numerous times before on the pod,
Yes.
but just having that emotional intelligence, that emotional EQ, IQ, whatever people call it, but definitely being able to regulate your emotions, because when emotion is high, logic is low. To your point, road rage.
Yeah.
You see it all the time. People getting out of cars, hitting people cars. Like, come
Poop,
on
poop.
now, what?
Oh, they shoot. Oh, they
Yeah,
shoot up here. They be shooting all day.
that's
I'm like, bro.
crazy.
People
It's
losing their
never that
lives.
deep.
It's not that serious.
It's never that serious, but it's crazy because, like I said, but we haven't been taught these things.
Yeah.
We have not been taught to have emotional control. We've always been taught, oh, they got me messed up, I'm about to show them something. Oh, I'm about to get. No, it's not
Facts.
that. And I can talk about this because I've done it. I've
Yeah.
personally done, like, oh, they got me messed up, like I'm about to let them know. And it's like, and then what?
Yeah. Get yourself in trouble.
Make yourself even more madder, and
Yeah.
you're not solving anything
Facts.
from
Even
it.
even your kids, like even with your kids,
Hmm.
what was it 2 days ago, right?
Hmm.
I done lost 3 TVs this year.
Oh no.
I lost a 65 inch, a 70 inch, and then I just lost my 55 inch. The 50, I was after the 55 came out of my room. I was like, look, bro, this joint, that's it.
That's it.
My youngest, my 2 year old, not here, my youngest no more. Dang, my 2 year old, I don't know
Hmm.
what he did. My TV hit the ground, plugged it up, the junk was broke. I was like, bruh. So this is how we talked about, exert. This is how
Right.
this is that growth right here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I did get mad. I
Yeah.
went in my room. I said, you know what? I went outside and I walked the block,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that right there, that's growth for myself because I know
Yeah.
the old me if this time last year me, I
Yeah.
probably I put a hole in my wall. Be honest with you.
Wow. Okay.
But it's
Okay.
like, it's those things, you know what I'm saying? These are the things that you, like I say, you see the growth, and
Growth.
like
Right.
I handle things differently, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
it's just like, like I'm not gonna put my hands on my child. I'm not
No.
like,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
in that time frame because
Yeah.
you're pissed off, and that's
Yes.
even when you beat. That's another thing I was looking at too. When they say when you beat your kids, like don't never beat your kids if you pissed off because
Hmm. Yeah.
you're angry. You just gonna
Yeah.
take it out on them.
Yeah.
And like I said, the stuff is unhealthy.
Yeah.
But like stuff like that, being able to walk away from certain situations and not even outside of the kids, situations in general, just being
Hmm.
a bigger person and walking away.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Yeah.
that deep, bro.
It's not. It's not. And at the end of the day, life goes on. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
like you're saying,
definitely.
it's really not that deep. Life goes on. In the grand scheme of things, it's not gonna matter in 5, 10 years. So it's like, why would I even,
Yes,
indulge in that? You know what I mean?
definitely,
So
definitely.
that's definitely commendable. And I think a lot of it too is, I think what I've been trying to work on is like you were saying, work on my initial reaction. Just kind of like
Hmm.
breathe. Because I'm not a person that gets upset easily. I don't. But I
Yes.
do get aggravated. I
Hmm.
get annoyed. So I'm just
Yes.
working on, like you said, patience. Not really my temper, but like my fuse. Like
Yes.
this little stuff, like this is so annoying. But just
Hmm.
like maybe it's just my reaction to it. Maybe it's not that deep. But
Yeah.
I think that's what the point of life is. To, like you said, a year ago you would have punched a wall. I think that's the point of life, is again evolving, growing, trying to find out new things about yourself, because we as people, as individuals, we are very interesting and very complex. Like it's different. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So definitely commendable. Um, Again, I wanted to thank
Oh,
you.
one more thing.
Go
I
ahead.
was
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
even like one another thing too.
Uh-huh.
These are the things that we pray about. You ask
Yeah.
God like, hey, and this is another self check thing. Like
Yep.
you gotta be willing to know your flaw, right?
For sure.
Once you identify your flaw,
For
take it to
sure.
God. Ask God
Yeah.
to get you through it. He gonna get you through it.
He gonna get you through it.
It's,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lesson. I
Yeah.
will say that it's definitely gonna be a lesson. But
Yeah.
a lot of time, and then another thing that I'm seeing a lot of times, if you're repeating a cycle, it's because you ain't learned it yet. You ain't
Yes.
learned from what's going
Absolutely.
on.
Absolutely. And you know what? Another thing too, like when you were saying about take your weaknesses to God or whatever. I think first of all, it's identifying your weaknesses. That's one.
Yes.
Because we have a lot of people now that are not in a space for whatever reason. I think it might go back to emotional control, emotional intelligence, whatever. People
Mm-hmm.
that are not able to identify, okay, this is where I need to work on. It's easier to just say, oh, they're doing that to me, or this is happening because of this is your fault, etc. Rather than saying, okay, I made this choice, this is happening to me because of my choice. I'm gonna learn from it. I'm gonna move differently next time. That goes,
Yes.
but I think that speaks to, like you were saying, self awareness and accountability.
Yes. Definitely. Definitely.
Because really, like, people get mad at God, like, oh God, you doing this? No, God is not gonna override your choices.
Mm-mm.
That's one thing we have is free will.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do with it, that's on you.
Mm-hmm. But everybody quick to blame. It's your God. You punish. No,
It's your
he not punishing
yeah.
you, bruh.
No, it's
Mm-mm.
not.
Mm-mm.
You punishing
That's
yourself
that's
because
your
of your own
decision that you
personal
made.
choices. Yeah.
Facts.
And you know what they say, you made that bed, lay in it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get up, just again make another choice, and like you said, identifying those weaknesses,
Yes.
because that's gonna get you every time.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna get you every time. Did you have anything else that you wanted to?
Nah, listen. I enjoyed myself. This
Yeah,
is lovely. Like I love the conversation that we had. And
for
look, whoever
sure.
watching, yo, look, please tap in with them. Please share and look, spread the word, yo, because like we
Thank
need
you.
this. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
this right here is this is a nice this is a nice outlet for people as well. You know, just to
yeah.
getting burdens off your chest if you going through something like yo, tap in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for again supporting the content. Again, I want to commend you for who you are as a father, a husband, a servant to God and your community, etc. Definitely want to give you your flowers for doing that. Let the people know how they can reach you and how they can get your content online on the internet.
Definitely. My business page is Two Minds Productions is the number two, as you can see right here. The number two is MINDSPRODUCTIONS. So it's
Okay.
two S's, Minds and Productions.
Okay.
That's all my social media platforms. You can find me LinkedIn, Facebook, IG, TikTok. And then I'm pretty sure you can find all my other pages throughout those pages.
Right.
But yeah, even check out my website too. Same thing, www.twomindsproductions.com.
Okay.
But like I said, open book. If anybody ever want to talk just to get some stuff off your chest, we can do that too. And it
Okay.
ain't all to be about business.
Right, right. Well, again, I want to thank you for supporting, and I definitely want to wish you and your family the best. We got to have you back on here. I'm thinking about doing some type of panel, but I'm
Okay.
not really sure how I want to do it just yet. But I definitely want to have you, if I do decide to do it, have you back on. But like I said, I want to thank you.
I'll be honored.
Keep doing, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. I wish you and your family the best. I hope that your business flourishes, and I hope you have a great night.
Thank you. Look. All wishes to you, and I thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me again. And look,
Yeah,
keep doing what you're doing because this right here,
thank
like I
you.
said, this is powerful. This is dope. We need
Well,
this.
thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm trying to. Keep me in prayer.
I got you. You already know.
You have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.